Now, one of my favorite things about your art is how much you embrace being weird and the boundaries that you're willing to push in art and design. And I think one of the hashtags that really embodies the spirit happens to be a hashtag that I absolutely love and I follow, and that's hashtag lowbrow art.
Yep.
Can you first explain to our audience, one, what the fuck lowbrow art is, and two, your philosophy on creativity and pushing boundaries?
Yeah, I don't know if like there's like I mean I'm sure there's like a specific definition of like lowbrow art, but like how I see it is like there's like the fine art that like all the galleries and like the museums they rush to put into
Mm-hmm.
their like shit, and then there's the lowbrow art where it's just like fuck it, this is dope.
Yeah.
I just like this, and so this is what I'm gonna do. And other people who like this are also going to just be like, yo, that's dope, and just like do whatever with what that is. Like don't have to follow any rules.
Mm-hmm.
It can be ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can make you feel uncomfortable. It can do whatever the fuck it wants, and it's not like the art that necessarily would sell in spaces,
Mm-hmm.
but like it would like the artists themselves is like in charge, like can dictate just like, okay, no, you want this, here, let's go, and like
Yeah.
make sales or whatever that way. And like they're fully in control of like how they market their own shit,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I kind of stumbled on it by accident. I had no idea. Like I just made shit because I this is the shit that I like to make,
Yeah.
and it deals with like how I it's weird and all over the place, and it's not pretty, and like it's almost like it kind of struggles to be beautiful, but
Yeah.
then it's
Yeah.
just like there's something wrong with it still.
Yeah.
And so it hits like all these things. I hope that it hits like all the triggers all these things in your brain where you're just like, I like it, but like, do I like it? But like
Yeah.
I kind of do like that's always been like I don't like I strive for that. Like that's
Yeah.
where the real conversations are. It's just like, but why do I like this? It's like it's horrible and graphic, but like I kind of dig it.
Yeah.
And like that's I want to have like conversations around that. So that's I guess like how found like lowbrow art, and I started seeing like all these other artists under the hashtag, and I was just like, yeah, this is my lane, and like these are like my people. So I started to associate with being a lowbrow artist.
I love it. Yeah, you're totally right. It's like lowbrow art feels like this. It's almost like a freestyle type of art where it's not so much about. I feel it's not so much about like the technicality of something as opposed to like, can you input that raw emotion or that idea into this weird photo? Because that's the thing I love about lowbrow art. It's like sometimes you see some like it's like lowbrow art has that crossover with pop surrealism, and you
Mm-hmm.
see
Yeah.
that like a lot of like interesting collages and different ways of like cutting out different types of medium and making them either like graphic or bizarre, or just there's something weird about it that is unsettling but also in a bizarre way beautiful. And
Mm-hmm.
like related to that, when it comes to you making art and going back on creativity and pushing boundaries, um why do you think you gravitate towards the weirdness? Because for me, like the way that I kind of feel about it is like I'm the youngest of four in my family, and like my sister had a role, my older brother had a role, my other brother had a role, and so like for me, I
Mm-hmm.
felt like, okay, well, the fuck, like I had to do something different, and so I think weirdness always came as a way for me to express myself and at least uh, be seen in my family. But
Mm-hmm.
obviously, I'm sure it's different for you.
Yeah, it's like it came from just like being uncomfortable in my own skin. It's just like, and just really embracing that being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, cause like I never fit in because like I always had I would have wild ideas, whatever. I never like fit in any specific place or lane.
Hmm.
And it was just like for a while they called me like wild to rest because it was just like, well, humans is like everybody's supposed to have a group, right?
Hmm.
Um and then at a certain point it was just like, well, fuck it, I'm the group. so, so it's just like, okay, what do I like to see? It's just like, all right, I like to see like weird distorted figures and shit. So it's just like, all right, cool, then that's what I'll make. And then I made art, and I'm just like, I like that. It's just like, oh, thank you. I mean, I couldn't sell it to myself, but like if I could, I absolutely would. So it's just like, it was like definitely like kind of embracing not fitting in and like kind of always being uncomfortable on the one hand, and on the other hand it was like just like expressing and telling the story of my mental health and my journey through like, you know, navigating mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Because like a lot of my shit, I've tried to be like, you know, bright and colorful, and I still love color. I just use it in a fucked up way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like more distorting things now.
Yeah.
So taking color and like taking like form and just like distorting it in
Mm-hmm.
this and like making it look like broken down either digital or like a old like a crap, what do you call it, like from CRT television sets where
Oh
it's just like
yeah,
everything's like
like the
warped.
glitchy kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, glitchy was the word I was looking for. Yeah, because like that's just how like things are in my head. Like everything is like I see things like glitchy in my head, and I
Yeah.
process things like, and it's like the way that I process things is kind of like glitchy because like I'll bring in like to make like one point, I'll like think about 8 different things that could be like completely unrelated, and they'll just go like this in my head, and then my point comes out, and it's just like, oh,
Uh-huh.
okay, and I'll finally get there, but it's just like it looks like this mess, and so like just feeling like inside with like my dealing with my depression and like anxiety and how abrasive the friction that it caused with like you know my friends community, everything. It was just like I need to somehow capture that and express it and kind of like exorcise that demon.
Yeah.
And that's like why I continue to do art, and like why that style is even evolving is because I feel like now I'm at a place where I can exorcise more demons.
Oh my gosh. It's crazy that you're saying that the whole exercise your demon things, because that is what I like. That is how actually I describe to people the process for me when it comes to like writing, because I'm a copywriter, and like, you know how, you know, when you're not in the mood and it's like you're flirting with it and you're trying to I gotta eat something, I gotta have some coffee, and like you're just trying to feel it out, and then like once something hits or once it activates, sometimes for me it's like I have to be writing late at night or early in the morning or just I don't know, some weird mix or whatever, but like when you're in that mode, it's almost like something takes over you, and you like you said, it's like you're exercising these demons in the sense that like there's nothing that you want to do, whether it's eat or whatever, like you just want to do that. Like there's something in your mind, and you've been trying to translate it in a way that makes sense to you, because like in a weird way, like I get what you mean by glitchy in the sense that like you have like complicated thoughts, but in your mind it's images and it's movement and it's colors, and it's like I can't express it by talking about it, or I can't express it by writing about it, and I have to sort of use these different mediums to be able to express that. So I totally get that. I want to talk a little bit more about your creative process, but first we will go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.